Okay. Alright, anyway, so, story time. Okay. Let me turn down the Final Fantasy. So. Alright, guys. So, you know... Let me put my stick down. Let me put my stick down, actually. So, you guys know that yesterday... No, sorry. Not yesterday. Sunday. Me and Damascus had to run for our flight, right? Literally run for the flight. So, basically, we had to run out halfway through Grand Finals, and the time was what, like 8:45, okay? Our flight was at 3 minutes past 9. So we had 15 minutes to get from the commentary desk in the venue to the airport and through security, all that stuff. We thought we were screwed, right? We thought we were finished. It was like, it's over. There's no way we're going to do it. So we were literally running. Like, CCL arranged us, the guy to drive us to the airport straight from the venue. So we literally ran, picked up our bags, ran out during top 8, out the doors, jumped in the dude's car. The guy was speeding to the airport, which is not that far away. So we got there, got through security. Like, we had to run all the way through the airport. So Damascus, we said, like, whoever gets through security first, run on and try and, like, stall the people at the thing, right? Try and stall the people at the passport check-in for the flight. So, you know, if you've ever travelled for a fighting game tournament, you know that taking your stick through security is a nightmare. So they have to check my stick, and I'm thinking, shit, come on, man, please, just let me get through quick. But yeah, anyway. So the guy in front of me is having his bag checked, and like they've got to like throw away some liquid or something. And he was like, oh, come on, let me take it. And the lady was like, no, you can't take it through. Sorry, you can't take it on. And he was like complaining with her, and I just goes, dude, hurry up. Like, because just let her take it. You're not going to get it. She's doing her job. I need to catch a flight, you know. And he was like, okay, okay, cool. So anyway, got my stick checked out. She saw it's only a controller for a game console. I get through security, and we make the flight. Somehow I got on the flight. I was the last person there. They were literally putting, you know, when they put the rail across to stop people from going through anymore. Somehow I got on the plane. Anyway. So me and Damascus got on the flight. I'm like breathing heavy, man. I'm like, on the plane. So he was the window seat. I'm in the middle, and then there's some woman sitting next to me, on the aisle seat. So me and Damascus are gassed, man. We're so happy that we made the flight, and we're talking about how the event went. We're talking about how it was good. We're checking Twitter. All the feedback is good. We see that Luffy won the tournament, which is awesome for him. So we're like really happy. And we're just talking all the way home. It's only like an hour and a half flight, so we're talking on the plane on the way home. You know, just talking about the game and talking about Dragon Ball and Street Fighter and stuff. And yeah, it's all good. So we're happy. So the plane touches down at Heathrow in London, right? And like after the plane has landed, the woman who was sitting next to me reading a book the whole time says to me, "Excuse me, do you mind keeping it down a bit?" And I was like, but we've just landed. The plane has landed in the UK. If you said something like half an hour ago when we were still in the air, then I would have like, you know, cool. We would have probably like stopped talking or whatever. Like, there's no like we're only talking. Everyone on the plane's talking. But like, she was like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, that was the weirdest thing to me. Like, why would you say that after the plane has landed? Like, you're getting off the plane in a minute, so chill. So yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, we got to the airport. That's the first weird thing that happened. So we got to the airport in Heathrow in London, and we link up with RMZ, who's on our flight as well. You know, me, RMZ, and Damascus, we're good pals. We're just talking stuff. And yeah, so we have to navigate the London Underground, right? So these two guys, they live further into London than me. So like they got off at their stop. I'm like, yeah, cool guys, we'll see you. I'll see you at WSO. Wait, where's... I've got a picture to show you guys. And then I've got to get back to King's Cross, right? So it's a longer ride for me. Anyway, I get back to King's Cross. And then I have to take a train from King's Cross further out. Let me show you guys. I downloaded the thing so you guys get a rough idea of what I'm talking about here. Here we go. So this is the thing I normally... So there you go. So you can see that. So you can see King's Cross Thameslink there in the middle. Now I live all the way at the top, in between Luton and Leagrave. So I normally take the train to Leagrave, right? So I get on my second train that I have to take from King's Cross Thameslink, and everything's cool. You know, everything's normal. Everything seems calm. The train stops at Kentish Town, as it normally does. The train then stops at West Hampstead Thameslink. And this is where the really weird thing happened, okay? This is where the crazy shit happens. So, we hear on the intercom in the train, right? It says, we're just stopping here at West Hampstead Thameslink for a little while because there's something wrong with the doors. And we need to make sure the doors are okay before we go on. And I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. So I'm just like playing One Piece on my phone, yeah? This is happening late, Stone Age. This is like 10:30 at night, right? This is like half past 10. So we're sitting there for like a good 5-10 minutes, yeah? Just chilling. I'm just chilling, like, I needed to charge my phone, so I went to the far carriage, like at the end, in the first class area. So there's a few people in there. The train's pretty full. So about 10 minutes go by, and I'm like looking out the windows, thinking, what's going on here? What's going on? And all of a sudden, mad armed police, like tons of armed police, start rushing onto the platform, okay? With dogs and like just tons of police officers. Some of them with guns, like big guns, like fucking big rifles, yeah? Some of them with dogs and shit, like barking. I'm like, what's going on? I'm starting to panic, right? And I look further down the train and people are like starting to panic a bit. Now, this is very, very scary, okay? So anyway, me and a couple of others went to like the door on the train. And there was a guy on his phone on the train for like a while, in the carriage that I'm in, yeah? And the second he saw the police, he was talking to his boy. He was just like a normal dude. Like he was like a half-caste guy. He had like a scruffy hair. Like, he looked a bit like scruffy, right? Anyway, he was like talking to his boy. And the second he saw the police, he's like, he says, yo, armed police, I'll get off this train right now. Okay, that's what he says. Anyway, the police are looking in the carriage, yeah? And then all of a sudden, I just hear shouting, okay? And I look down the train again, and the police have got on the train now, yeah? With the guns and the dogs. And, and no word of a lie, yeah? They open the door and burst into the carriage I'm in and just shout to everyone, get on the floor with your hands on your head. Right? And everyone on the carriage is fucking scared, bruv. Like, everyone does it. You got a lady like crying and shit. And I don't know if anyone's ever had a fucking gun pointed at them like that, but it's scary as fuck. Yeah. Get on the floor, hands on your head. I was like, shit, bruv. Like, I just did it. Yeah, I just did it. And this guy, the guy that said that thing on the phone, they say something like, yo, does he match the description? And this guy was supposedly the guy they're looking for. And I'm thinking to myself, what's happening? Is that like a bomb scare? Or is there like something wrong with the train? Or what the fuck's happening? Yeah. So they get this guy on the floor and they cuff him, right? Now they start... And then now they open the door from the other side, right? So we're like in the middle. And the guy he's on the floor over here, right? And it's fucking crazy, man. I was so scared. Anyway, a lady officer comes in and grabs me aside and pulls me out, and then says like, they say something like, does he match the description as well? And now she starts questioning me, and she's like, keep your hands where I can see them. Where are you going? I'm like, I'm going home. I've just come home from Belgium. And she's like, okay, where are you going? I'm like, Leagrave. Like, I'm trying to answer her straight to show. She's like, do you have anything on you that you shouldn't have? And I'm like this the whole time, like this. I'm like, no, I don't have anything on me that I shouldn't have, because I don't, right? Anyway, I was so scared, and then she basically confirmed that I wasn't with the dude that they were after, and she let me get back on the train. And at this point, I'm so shook right now, man. I'm so shook. Like being around any kind of people with, like, I get nervous when I walk past like the airport police and they walk around with the guns and shit. I get mad nervous. But to have one of those things pointed at you, bruv, it was so scary. I was like, after that, I was just like, man, I don't even want to get on this train anymore. I didn't even want to take this same train home, because the police took everyone off it and like checked the carriage because they thought he might have like planted a bomb. I don't know what the fuck happened, what this guy was wanted for or what. But then I saw them taking the guy off and taking all this stuff with them for evidence and stuff. It was just crazy. It was like something out of a movie, man. But it was wild. It was wild. Like. So after about an hour, when they confirm, you know, no one else is related to this guy or don't know anything about him, they let us go and the train continues, right? And I'm just like, oh my god, that was crazy. I just want to get home. I just want to chill. I just want to get some food and go to sleep, right? Yeah, no, peanut butter. I was shook, man. I was so scared. But I was like messaging the guys throughout. Like I was messaging like Pax, and we basically got a group chat. I was saying in there like, yo guys, I don't know what's going on right now, but this is crazy. But everything was okay in the end, and they allowed us the train to go on, right? So that's not even the last crazy thing that happened. So at this point I'm just like, I just want to get home. So the train advances on. You can see the picture there. We get all the way up to St. Albans, right, which is only a couple of stops away from home. And the train pulls up again, right? And the train pulls up again, and over the tannoy, we hear the guy like, okay, so due to the delay, this train is now only going to stop at what was it? Luton Airport Parkway and Bedford. And I'm like, everyone on the train is like, oh come on, man, like we've already had some shit happen, so. And then he's like, if you get off the train, there's another one coming afterwards in about 10 minutes that will go to all the stops. So we're just like, okay, cool. So we get off the train and we have to wait for the next one. So everybody's like, kind of like, you know, gets off the train. Everyone's a bit worried and shook and that. This is on the way home from Belgium. This all happened in the space of about 2 hours. It wasn't on the news. I'm gonna play this. I looked to see if I could find anything about it in the news the next day, but there was nothing there. Anyway, the next train comes, and this one is full with people, like a lot more full than the one I was on. So I go back to the same spot I was in on the other train. I plug my phone in to charge it up, and I just sit down, right? And then I look over. I look around the carriage, and there is the guy. No fucking word of a lie. There is a guy on the train that is the spitting image. He is the exact replica of this guy from Resident Evil 4. No word of a lie. No fucking word of a lie. He looked the same to a T. And he was just sitting there. He's a big dude. He was just sitting there. And he's just looking around like this. Just staring at people like. And I don't know if the guy was homeless. But I am not bullshitting you. No word of a lie. This fucking guy. The big cheese, bruv. The big cheese. He was sitting there looking at people, and there's a girl like sitting like opposite me. Like so you know, you get those seats where it's like 4 seats and a table in the middle. So he's sitting on the opposite one on the far end from me. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like looking over at him. I'm on my phone, but I'm looking over at him, and he's just staring at this girl like just staring. And his hands are all like fucked up as well. His hands are all like scarred and shit. No word of a lie. I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen? What else could happen to me today? No word of a lie, guys. I was like, what is going on? And then so he's like staring at this girl. And then he starts staring at me. Like this. Just staring. It was... I couldn't believe it, man. Like, I couldn't believe my luck. I was like, this is the worst. This is so bad. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe his hands, bro. His hands were all fucked up. Anyway. People start getting off. No, stop by stop. I get to the stop I'm at, and I get off there, and I'm just like, yo, the big cheese was still on the train, by the way. He was still on the train. So I get off the train, and I'm just like, this has been the worst day ever. But I got home in the end, and I just got to sleep, man. And I was just like, what an evening. What an eventful evening. But yeah, that's the like fucking, that's the crazy story that happened. I couldn't believe all of those crazy things could happen in a row, but they did. I got back at about 2 AM. That was the fucking craziest